I know you're like CJ. Wasn't that your author's call? What is happening here? You're already done with this anthology. What is going on? Listen, the reason I want to put this up is because I want you guys to reflect that about a month ago, some of you had trepidations on joining the anthology. But tomorrow, some of our dreams of being an author or becoming the first author ever is going to come true. And that's the best feeling ever. I remember the first time when I became an author and put my book out there back in 2017. And it was my dissertation to help HR people and comparing culture and values with executive women in the Philippines and the United States because I found that what we say doesn't align with what is the real statistics, right? America's like, we're for women, we're independent, we love, blah, blah. But back then, okay, about decades ago, United States was lower in score of having to hire executive women than the Philippines. And the Philippines is an emerging market. So it was kind of funny to me that we don't align, right? I've always been looking for alignment. I've always been trying to bridge the gap of whatever that's happening. I have two daughters. So anyway, I wanted to show you this because guys, tomorrow our ebook is coming out. So I'm inviting all of you to come and join us. It is going to be free for 24 hours. So please give us a review. That is what we would love. And we would love to hear your feedback, really. These people, my soul brothers and sisters on this anthology, pour their heart out. Sleepless nights. I know for sure Ollie had a lot of sleepless nights trying to finish his anthology. He gives his heart out, guys. So thank you so much, right? This is The Rebel with a Cause coming out tomorrow. Let me also talk about Beyond Boundaries because it is still on Amazon, also at Barnes and Nobles. Every time that you buy this book, we are actually, I will actually, I think the end of this month, I will find out how many trees that we have created in our forest in Madagascar. I'm paying for the trees for our authors and see how many authors we can have with our trees in Madagascar, and the certificates will be created for whoever gets those. But every single time that you buy this book, Beyond Boundaries, we hit 5 out of 18 goals for United Nations or UNESCO, right? And then also you're helping farmers have jobs and you're helping the environment have more oxygen from the trees. Okay. So that is what's happening. And I also wanted to invite you, um, moving beyond boxes is still out. I know this is old QR codes, but you could still buy it through that QR code. And that is why it's amazing to be in our anthology because we will keep pushing you up always. Okay. Also, we have our book club. Now, in our book club, we're going to revamp everything for Level Up Academy in January of 2025. I will be looking for leaders or what you say program directors or deans on each of our program at Level Up Academy because I'm going to see how we can get taking our classes give you CE credits for your job. We want to provide professional development to anybody who's there, but not just any other professional development. When you're part of Level Up Academy, you are part of a dynamic village community, right? Don't forget, we have let's see, what group is good tomorrow? Group 6 is going to be highlighted tomorrow in our YouTube feature. So watch for that. It's always at 12 every single Friday until we're done. We should be done by October because on September 27th, Group 9 is going to be highlighted. Also, with Sunday, there's always two things happening on Sunday. One in the morning, 7:30 a.m. PST until 9. That's our dynamic village group in an audio room. And if you have a favorite music that you want to vibe in, please DM it to me and I will be happy to play your music to give you a vibe. Also, we want to invite you in the stage, right? All the VIP People can come up to the stage and share. I do ask your share about 2 minutes so that we can have the music, the people, conversations, and everything in between. Then on nighttime, this is my husband's birthday weekend, so I will be out of pocket. And my dear sister Susanna was gracious enough to take over my TV show. Actually, she didn't have a choice. I didn't really ask. I'm more like, hey, you're taking over a Sunday show. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry, sister. She loves me. She still loves me, I think. But she takes over my show, and we have somebody that we want to invite on that show. So just take a look out for that. But our book club is all about giving you the tools, the resources, and the knowledge on creating your own book as a solo writer, or maybe even an anthology later on. But Susanna and I do anthology in the box. Just because you know how to write on other people's anthology doesn't mean you're ready to be a publisher. I just want you to know that. It's the editing part, it's the technical part, it's the market, it's so many moving parts that you need to know. And just because you know how to publish it on Amazon doesn't mean you become an amazing publisher. You need to know all kinds of things being a publisher, and maybe possibly go to Hollywood with your books, right? We have an in on that as well. So that is what our book club, but we will revamp it in January. I also want to tell you, always will push people for 50 inspirational connections, because these are our amazing brothers and sisters. Please watch our every Wednesday. Last Yesterday we had group 3. Next week on the 11th we will have group 5. On the 18th we will have group 1, and on the 25th we will have group 4. But life happens, so some of these people who are in the group might not be able to join because they are sick, and this program is free, so I'm not pushing anybody. If you can't show up for yourself, that's on you. I'm not pushing you to do anything you don't want to do, right? And in our community you have a freedom of choice, and I, for one, and my sisters, for 2 and 3, literally will push you for the freedom of choice. There shouldn't be any pressure. So let me tell you about my sponsors. I do sponsorship as well. I am looking for sponsors as well for the magazine and also for the show. This is my brother from the Hounds, from another mister. It's Madea, Mike. Okay. Okay. That's what I'm just going to tell you, Madea. And you can go to my store to buy hats, but this hat that I'm wearing is not for sale anywhere. For sure. Uniquely mine. I don't like to be looking like everybody else, bro. What's up with that? Anyhow, Mike is an amazing CEO and founder of HOB. And basically, it's a community where we help each other level up and pull each other up, right? The podcast circuit, on Monday, I will send the email, I promise, okay, today, because I am still putting in, but I'm only asking 10 to 15 maximum people on the podcast circuit, because this is a free program, but you have to have a podcast already. The ones who doesn't have a podcast yet, it's a case by case basis, because I'm not I don't want users in my group. Okay. I want people who are doers, but also givers at the same time. And then, of course, my dear sister says, isn't she pretty? Look at that smile. Look at that smile. This is her pre wig days. But I love her. Look at that blondie right there. She's my sugar baby. Moving Beyond Boxes and Shine and Susanna Dawn Ryder are both her companies, and she definitely will be leading my publishing and writing group. I will be working with her, obviously, but she will be leading that group. Okay. And that is for January for sure. All right. And I think that's pretty much. Oh, don't forget Sandra and I and Dr. Lucas, October 19th at 11 a.m. in San Diego. It's a place where we just come and gather. If you are a high caliber executive that needs to move up and level up, I will have some benefits for you coming in to this in-person workshop. So sign up on that QR code. It is, I don't remember. I think it's $124 for the ticket, guys. And I know that if you are a veteran, you get a discount. I think the discount code is veterans. This is an in-person. This is not a hybrid. This is not an online. It is an in-person event. And I cannot wait to meet you. I'll bring some of my books to give away as well. So hopefully you can be there on that. my dragon sister, the Journey of Transformation Colleen over here. This is her link tree. And I believe she said she is going to provide a CJ space if you wanting to do paintings with her or just have a conversation about her services as well. Just tell them, hey, CJ sent me and I'm here. All right. Thank you guys so much. Ta-da! Look, Mike, you can't have this. This is Madea's hat. Madaya. Okay. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Anyhow, this magazine, level one and level two. I gotta go this way. Okay, this is level one. This is level two. There's gonna be level three soon. I'm looking for two more transformational leader to write about and also make sure that you're highlighted on how amazing you are and you are allowed to have a clickable link. That's good for your SEO. It's like having a backlink for your website or your LinkedIn profile. I'll put it in there as well for you. And it comes with a TV show on this magazine. Just DM me if you're interested, if you have a product or a service that you're wanting to be out. I also have a press release room for you. So just DM me for that. It is time, ladies and gentlemen, to have my dear sister up. Hello, sister.
Morning. Morning,
Morning.
Blondie.
Ooh. Ooh. I'm going crazy today, okay?
Hey, you have to have fun. That's how we look at everything. It's like you gotta have fun and you gotta be authentic.
Yeah. Yeah, you do. You
Which
do.
leads into everything we're gonna talk about anyway, because authenticity is kind of the center of everything we talk about, at least everything I talk about.
Yeah, so I want to actually first I was a little sassy this morning, quite honestly. I
You?
got a DM. I usually get a random DM and I just ignore them. I'm gonna say this. I don't know who told you that by connecting with someone that you don't know and then you tell them what their problem is and then you're the solution without knowing if that's really my problem, it's your perception at this point, is going to get you business. So I responded to somebody today. She's like, Dr. Leland, I don't know, like you're doing a lot, but I couldn't find you on Google. So I Googled myself this morning. I'm like, huh, I wonder what name she used. Is it Jeff or James? Is it Jeff? Is it CJ? Um, I was gonna be even extra and like pick up all my links, but I have like over 1,500 links, and pointing the the links to it would be too much time for me. So I just took a picture. It says, maybe you misspelled my name, Constance Leland, but I said, just FYI, if no one gave you an advice, it's not the way to get somebody's business. You don't criticize people for the lack thereof and thinking that that's going to be a good positive energy. Just that doesn't happen. Please stop. It's at this point it's really irritating. um if you want to help me, by all means help me, but please connect with me in a level where we can actually see face to face or at least be on the phone and like talk, right? I'd rather do Zoom though because I have so many fake people last year. Ew, I have heebie jeebies. I don't want to do that. So I'd rather see your face. Now, if you're not real, F off because I will blast you. I will blast you. I will even spend money to blast you. So don't do it. Um, if you want to just have a chat, yes, please. If you want to have a chat and you're complaining that my calendar is not until December, you can still have my calendar. If you're an HOB, it's actually on Tuesday, which that one has a shorter life. Like you can talk to me faster. If you are serious, okay, I'm running a business, right? So if you're serious about getting your business in front of people, right, in front of millions of people and thousands of hundreds of thousands of people, then get to my paid calendar if you really are really going to do that, because that paid calendar gets you into business strategy mode and that gets you up front, and whatever you paid goes towards whatever you need for your business if you are ready. If you just say, hey, I just want to know what you offer, look me up. It's literally everywhere. Levelupwithdoc.com, under services, you'll see that services. Lua by docleland.com is also my website. Go read up. Nothing worse than going in a meeting and I ask you, hey, what actually about my profile that you like? Your answer is, I'm not sure. You're wasting my time at that point, right? Like literally. So don't waste your time and my time and just look it up and start reading. Another thing that I wanted to address today is introductions. Sister, take it over.
Oh, yippee! Introductions. Well, I mean, we're in this for business, and obviously, when somebody wants to introduce you to somebody they know, you don't want to look a gift horse in the mouth, right? You are. It's like, yeah, I'd love to connect, but then you find out that they really don't know you. And I've had this happen to me so many times because too often they learn something about you. Either they think they know what your business is, or they think they know something about you, and that's the one that I'm really focused on. It's like, okay, maybe you're neurodiverse, you're with fall within the broad spectrum of LGBTQ. You came from a different country, or you have that hereditary background, and so many other things. Then to have somebody just automatically connect you with somebody that's in a box. And that's how I look at it. Everything I just listed is a box. The neurodiversity box, the LGBTQ box, the regional accent box, and whatever it is, then suddenly you're stuck in that box because a piece, a sliver that you don't even identify with, is how they've identified you, placed you, decided who you are, and are now believing, assuming that you want to meet everybody or anybody in that box, when the reality is the boxes that some people try to put me in, I don't feel safe in those boxes. I've met people from those boxes, and some of them I've met in person, some of them I've it's just crossed paths on LinkedIn or something, and I don't feel any connection with them. So it gets to be difficult when people are like, "Here, I'm connecting you guys because I think you've got a lot in common." And it's like, yeah, maybe you got something in common, but
I think we need to talk about that though, because this is not the first time that it happened.
no, I mean, this happens to me all the time.
Yeah, but it needs to stop. I think we need to talk about it more. Like, don't connect me with this type of people just because they're this type of people. Connect me with my values, not what you think that I connect with, right? And I think that's the problem with people is we like I mean, it's not really a problem, it's more of a awareness issue, right? We can't blame people for trying to help us because honestly, they're just trying to
Oh,
help us at this point. That's the thing is they're not trying to be mean. I know some of these people they're not trying to be mean. They're actually trying to be helpful. The problem is that you're not aware of where the help is. This is really my problem with connection, right? You
right.
have one person who connected with you thinks that by reading your tagline, you are the solution. They're the solution to your problem when they don't even ask you what your problem is. Just ask me, I'll tell you what my problem. I have a whole list of problems. Okay, like if you want homework, I will give you homework. Here's the thing, I don't give homework to people that I don't care for because then I have to spend time talking to them about their homework. Right. Also, Dr. Noom, Homer is actually not in California, he is in the Philippines. But he is my fellow brother from the PI for sure. How I wish I'm in Cal. Yeah, he's in the Philippines. He's in Davao. He's Visayan. Thank you, Homer, for being here. It is midnight in the Philippines for sure. What I wanted to also talk about, sister, is how do we create authentic connections? Like, how do you create authentic connections?
authentic connections are, for me, it's when you can talk beyond the superficial. When you have that point where you start to trust people and be able to open up. But here, this, you ask that, and as I'm going down this path, it's like this is where we get in trouble too. It's like you want to be able to take off the mask in front of people. You don't want to wear a mask because the mask means you're not safe. It means you have to hide whatever it is about you that you're afraid other people will point at and ridicule, be mean, do something that just isn't right. And then you don't feel safe to engage, to provide your best ideas. So then it's like, okay, I've told some people some of pieces of my story. Most of the time, it's fine. But then I get these other times where people think that's all I want to connect with. And it's like, I'm only telling you this because my story's out there and I'm feeling like you're safe. But now when those connections happen, I pull back because suddenly I'm not feeling safe because it's like they're telling others about me in ways that the only the only person that has the right to tell people about you
Is
is
you.
that's it. I mean,
I don't even do it.
the only person who knows who I am is me and my creator. The only person who knows who you are is you and your creator. Everybody else is guessing unless you tell them specifically, point blank, this is who I am, this is what I want, this is what I'm looking for. And even then, it's hard to do that because at times we're not totally sure. We're still trying to figure some of this stuff out.
That's life, right? So the theme today is mastering connections and unlocking the power of knowing before introducing. And CJ, that is an oxymoron. If you don't know these connections, but you kind of know parts of them, how do you know to introduce them? Like, what? Okay, so this is how I do my homework, okay? And I know it's kind of hard sometimes, but when you introduce someone to someone, your reputation is on the line. I want you to know that. Okay, your reputation is on the line on both parties, not just the person you're introducing, but also the person that you're introducing them to. Your brand, your personal value is on the line. So why the heck would you put your opportunities to collaborate with people on the line if you don't bother to do the homework? All I'm saying. Here's the 7 tips that I'm going to give you guys. Hopefully you can pause me if you're watching a replay. Research and preparation is one thing. Understanding the individuals, the person that you're introducing them to and the person that you're introducing them with, right? Understand what they are. Invest the time to understand their needs. This is why we have coffee chats, to get to know you a little bit more. I think we need more networking for sure, right?
Yeah.
Understand their values, not their gender, okay? If you're going to introduce people based on gender, then that's bad because then you're just focusing on their gender. But that's not how we introduce people in business, right? We don't introduce them based on their logo. Okay, we introduce them based on their value. Literally, that's what you're doing when you're introducing people based on gender. It's like, oh wow, she has pink logo. You like pink logo, don't you? Go ahead and talk. And you're like, huh? I sell snacks, and she sells snacks, and we're a competitor. Like, huh? I'm really so confused. Don't introduce people based on logos, guys, based on their attributes, right? Do it in value. Ask them exactly this question. If I were to introduce you to somebody, who are you looking for? Please ask that in your coffee chats. I always ask that. Three things that I always ask my clients too. I can perceive what their problem is, but why the heck would I do that? I ask them, can you please give me your top three problems? Because here's the thing, I might be able to help them in one of the problem, but I might not be able to help them with the other two problems. Now I'm thinking, who's in my directory that can help them with their two problems? But don't assume that you know the people's problem. This is the problem. Building that trust is having that coffee chat. That should be your number one goal. I'm female, married, single, whatever. Oh, yeah, she wants to date. Huh? When did I say that? Right? That's literally what you're saying. I'm single. I'm recently divorced. I have a lot of those friends, right? That says that. Automatically, you're like, oh, she needs a husband or he needs a wife. Huh? Did they ask you that? That's literally what you're doing. Right? And technically you're offending them by saying that because you don't know if that's what they want. Maybe they just recently got divorced and they want to be single for the rest of their life. Who the heck are you to tell them that they should be married? That's exactly what you're doing when you're introducing somebody without asking them. So do me a favor. One is coffee chat. Ask them, hey, who do you want to be introduced to? You're probably going to think about it. And you're like, okay, personal or business, however you want. Who do you want to meet? Right? Literally, you're acting as an agent at that point. You're like acting as a best interest for that person. Think of that job as that important because your reputation is on the line. Okay, identify those common grounds, look for shared interests, experiences, and goals with that people. You can only do that in coffee chats, right? Or maybe watching their YouTube. The second one is active listening. Don't be busy thinking what your answer is going to be before they even finish their sentence, right? Also, make sure that you ask questions beyond the surface level. You're like, oh, wow, you like pink? Great. And then it got just really awkward because that's all you did is ask that surface level, right? Ask the challenges that they have in their business, right? Ask them what motivates them. Those questions are part of your active listening because now you're getting to know the person. Leverage emotional intelligence, right? Empathy is with both people, but sensitivity is everything. You need to be sensitive with people that are not comfortable telling you the first time you meet them, I'm this. Don't dig and don't assume, right? And provide context all the time when you're saying that. Sometimes I have a hard time too, and I have to back out a little bit. It's I think my problem is more of maybe language and also cultural. Keep in mind, English is my seventh language, not the first one. And culture, I've been in America longer than I have been in the Philippines, but keep in mind that the first 10 years of your life literally decides the rest of your life. So if you weren't disciplined in the first 10 years of your life, you're going to be entitled adults. That's like literally for me, right? Now build trust. How do you build trust? Get to know them. Don't be a one-off coffee chat and be done. And then the second month, hey CJ, can I get a free press release? No. The answer is no. Capital no. Right? And tailor your approach. Now, sister, when we talk about active listening and leveraging emotional intelligence with introductions in the context of introducing somebody, how do you decide you're going to introduce somebody to somebody? Because Danielle is really good at introducing us to people. She has great connections. She's a great connector, but she
Mhm.
also think, right, who she's going to connect us with. How would you do that process on your own?
I'm gonna add one thing first for the active listening, and that's don't be afraid to take notes because it's especially for some of us, with ADHD, you think you get it, and then the squirrels run across, and you forgot that important piece because that's part of it. Being able to figure out who you're going to connect them with, you really want to know more about what they're looking for. And at times, if I'm thinking about connecting somebody, I might reach out to the person that I want to connect to somebody and say, I know somebody in this field, whatever. Is that something you'd be interested in? So I want to make sure that I'm making a connection that makes sense and not just, oh, I think you guys belong together because you're in the same box, but you're a P, they're an M, but hey, you're in the same box. So you obviously want to know each other, and P's and M's don't get along. So,
That's like, hey, you have a pink logo and she got a pink logo. You guys are great to collaborate.
yeah, it just, and that's why I talk about the boxes so much, is it gets tiring to be stuck in there. And whoever's looking at that box, they only view it based on how how they how they have a narrative that fits that group of people, which is also not a good approach. Even whether it's good or bad doesn't matter. That's not the approach. You want people are individuals. We're diverse. Even in whatever box it is, we're diverse. So understand you're trying to connect people who are diverse. Make sure that you've got that you've got that idea that this person, they really should connect, not that you think they should connect because they have these obvious similarities. It's like they may be similar, but they may not even be on the same continent when it
Yeah.
comes to where they want to be.
Right. Homer, thank you for being here after midnight. And also, Light Warriors for Life. Matt, is that your company? I want to make sure. I think this is Matt. Hello, Matt from Texas. Moon Maiden Meditation. Who is Moon Maiden Meditation? Let's
No,
see. I just had this one. I think it's Miss Jacobs, Tennille Jacobs. I just had a meeting with her and we didn't get to finish actually because she had a show as well. So shout out to you um, in your company. And she has two kids as well. And I think she has a 20-year-old, I believe, as well. And a 4-year-old. So that was a great conversation. I'm like, yeah, aren't those 20-year-olds pain in a you know what? Like, she's like, yeah. I've been having a lot of coffee chats, random chats. If you drop your number on a DM, you might just get a call with a 925 number. That's my number randomly. And yesterday I had that random conversation. I was waiting for Bella, and I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I'm feeling good with energy. Dialed the phone. She's like, hello. And I'm like, hello, this is CJ. She's like, oh my God, I haven't talked to talk to you. Like, 4 months. I'm like, she goes, why'd you call? I'm like, because I got time. What's up? Do you have time? So we just chatted. That was really good. I love randomness. Random Wednesday. That's what I want to call it now. Sister Newt, thank you so much for being here and for your support. Kevin, thank you for stopping by. And I appreciate you. Now let's talk about solutions. Hi, Lisa, my little Lisa. My sister. I love the menopause conversation because I'm having that issue for sure. Um, I want to make sure that we have tips for you guys on this show in terms of how do you know when to introduce people and how do you know how to introduce people, right? So again, those tips for me is research and preparation, right? You need to research both parties and prepare. And even if you can't talk to them on the phone, just ask them a question, okay? Hey, who would you like to be introduced to? Who's your demographics for your business, right? Be very specific. Assuming makes an ASS of you and me. That's what it looks like, okay? And don't be an ID10T because sometimes I could be an ID10T. But by not asking those questions, you're putting your brand, you're putting your opportunities, and you're putting your reputation on the line. It's a simple question, guys, and actually, you are trying to be helpful. But that simple question is very crucial on your opportunities for growth, right? Because that person could be a gateway for you to move up, but now they don't even want to be near you because they know that you don't know them and who they want. But you didn't know them because you didn't ask, right? You just assume that that's what they want. So that's the first thing. When you DM someone and you're about to introduce them, just say, hey, I want to introduce you with someone, but I want to make sure Who are you looking for specifically? Is there a certain demographics? Is there a certain industry or a certain individual that I could give you? That is the first question that you should ask. The second is, do me a favor and look at both people's profile, because you want to prepare that introduction and put them both on like a LinkedIn DM. It's okay. And have a little bit of audio. Mike Asherbrenner, I gotta say, he's very good at introducing people to me, and he knows exactly who I'm looking for and what they're looking for because they have that conversation. But I gatekeep him too. I'm like, Mike, I am so busy. Exactly what they want. So what I do is I always find time to Zoom with you. And I always will ask you. So if you're going to be in Zoom with me and you want to help or whatever, here's the three questions I will always ask you. The first question is, what about my profile that you think that could help you? Because I want to see if you see my passion, really. The second thing is, what is your top three problems in your business right now? Okay, because I'm going to help you figure it out. It could just be somebody else. I don't just do publicity, I do strategic alliances and also strategic management. I do a lot of things that's not even listed on there. So that's why I ask you, what's your top three problems? The third thing is, who do you want me to introduce you to specifically in terms of connections and network? Those are the three things that I will ask you when you're in my Zoom. So if you have those already and you're ready for DMs, go for it. But I just want to warn you, my coffee chat calendar is open, not open until December. Okay, I don't want to hear anymore. I got 10 complaints yesterday, so I don't know what to tell you with that one.
Oh yeah,
So,
and if they
sister,
miss,
yeah.
it's like they have to go to the end of the line.
And if you miss your appointment, you're gonna have to reschedule and wait 3 months again. That's my thing right now, is about three to 4 months. So definitely don't miss that appointment. And I really love people, and I really love to connect with people. So I don't have any like assumptions or anything. I really want to help you, but make sure you have those three things, right? My coffee chat is usually 15 minutes, but if I like the vibe, it's usually extending to like 30. Sister, I want to ask you, how do you build trust with someone that you just barely know?
It's going to be a slow process. There are times that I can feel something, because for me that's a lot of it is there's a feeling, there's something there, but it's still going to take time to get that trust. I mean, there are going to be those that it will go very quickly, and I would say that was you. But
But why? I want to know why, though. That's the thing
when
that
it
I'm
came to
always
us,
curious.
so when it came to us, you were on a LinkedIn live on a
Yep.
Saturday morning, and you made a comment during that, and I put in the comments how important the butterfly effect is to me, and that's the butterfly effect written by Ray Bradbury in A Sound of Thunder. It is a time travel short story of, I would not change anything in my past because that would change who I am now. You said the same kind of a thing. That that sometimes a comment within the comments can be the catalyst to that initial conversation, and then the trust is really being able to maybe not drop the mask, but allow a few cracks in the mask, because we have that ability. We can allow some of the things that we're holding on to, that we're worried about others finding out. Sometimes it's a pick one that's maybe a little bit more innocuous and put it out there and see what happens. And if it's okay, then the trust gets stronger. If there's something about how they react, then the mask gets fixed
Move on and
and move
collaborate.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that exact question. They were asking me, all this trauma, like they wanted to know my childhood and trauma and how I just love degrees, right? Like that was the joke. It's always been the joke, like, oh my god, she likes homework and she likes degrees. Like, okay, whatever. That's my addiction, okay? Um, and I said I would never change my past is because my past made me who I am today here with
Yeah.
you. I Although there was a lot of adversity and abandonment and feeling of less than, it's because of those feelings and it's because of those adversity that created the strong shell that I have. And it's also that created my passion to shield my kids and my friends from that feeling of abandonment and loneliness and depression and anxiety, right? That is why I think each one of us have a purpose in life. It's because through your adversity is when you need to learn to find what your purpose is. Each one of us literally have a purpose. We just need to figure it out and listen more. You're too busy talking and being somebody's friend. You're too busy people pleasing. You're too busy, finding ways to help others, but you're not helping yourself. And therefore, you're never going to find your purpose. Stop the noise. Be still. Literally, it's in the Bible. Be still, right? Being quiet is very uncomfortable. When I pause in my class, my student starts panicking. I can't hear you, Dr. Leland. Can you hear her? The lecture is, I'm like, guys, I'm breathing. I have COVID because I was teaching and I had COVID. And they're like, oh, we're sorry. I'm like, yeah, I'm pausing for a pregnant pause is really uncomfortable. When you don't hear people talking, you're like, something's wrong. The audio's off, da da da. Stop panicking. Breathe, right? And that's what I want you guys to practice is quiet, just quiet. In my house, it's rarely quiet. Cheerio snores 24/7, and she will not go anywhere else but me. But I learned to tune her out. Learn to tune out people who are not for you. And also be aware of what you're giving into. We come with a lot of biases, right? We come with a lot of um, um, thoughts
Baggage.
of other people. No, not just even baggage. Like we judge people all the time based on whatever. I do it. I'm not saying I'm perfect. I do it. But then I back out a little bit. I'm like, is that really conducive to your growth, CJ? Warren Buffett says no. Like that's what I tell them myself. And I said, okay, I'm gonna back out. But Sister New is sick, so I'm praying for you. Matt, thank you. I do want to see Homer as well. I do want to see in the comments like what makes you guys be my friend, be here, like what is something that you like about me? That's what I want to know, because from there I can pivot and change the conversation on how do you introduce. For me, I introduce people. I don't introduce, like you'll ask Mike, I don't introduce people often because I don't want to be busy introducing people because my mind, it's my reputation. If I introduce you to somebody and that is sour, that means I didn't do a great job. Obviously, I can't control. I can't control, the people. But if I did my homework, I should be able to see the personalities and things like that. That's what I'm doing right now with 50 inspirational connections. I put the group together that I know could mesh well and see who really is a true leader, a natural born leader. And I get to what? Group three? Golden nuggets for group three. They are amazing. They went to the group and they did what they're supposed to do, connect, and obviously Zoom on their own. I didn't have to tell them. They're natural born leaders. I love it. But I do want to know in the comment though, while I want to also ask my sister Susanna on who do you want to be introduced to, sister?
I want to be introduced to leaders and organizations that are looking to improve their environment for one that's belonging, because they understand that when everybody feels like they belong in that organization, then it actually improves the organization as well. And then the other one would be to connect with people that are looking for paid speakers on the larger platforms, because that's where I want to take my message of move beyond boxes and shine, especially for women and vets. those are my two focal points because I'm both of them. So I want to lift. I'm tired of seeing people who are being told who and what they are and accepting it when they know in their heart, in their core being, that's not who they are. Like I've walked that road. I'm done with that. And I want others to get out of that same issue.
Okay, that's good. Now you know what she's looking for. I'm looking for people who are ready to level up. I'm looking for people who are not users. I'm looking for people who helps me with my mission. My vision is to be the Netflix of education. I'm doing that slowly. Will I get there? Who knows? I will never know until I try. I'm trying. I will die trying. Number two, my mission is to level up the world with education, not formal, but informal. And everybody who's in the 50 inspirational connections, whether you hate me, you love me, you like me, I still love you because you're doing something with my mission, which is helping the community with your own passion, with your own superpower. So if you're doing that, you're helping me with my mission. I'm happy, right? I'm looking for people who are doing just that, to collaborate, to be in my platform. I celebrate my milestone of 60,000 subscribers because the more people subscribe to us, guys, and the more I bring people into my platform of your passion, the more you get out there. We're in a global, international stage, right? We're not these people like, oh, I do this for 5,000 downloads. No, we're going global and big. And I want you to be in that global space and big. It costs money for me. I'm using my own resources for you. So please be grateful. Stop complaining. I hear your complaints, by the way, even if you don't tell it to me. I hear because I have so many people telling me, so and so did this on a Zoom. I hear you. I see you. So if you see me a little bit of distancing because I heard something that was distasteful on my end. So I'm still watching you because I don't judge based on gossip. I judge based on your actions and based on what you say. So that's what I do. Sister, last tidbits or strategy for people to introduce others that is more conducive to their business and to their well-being.
Well, I think the first thing is to understand that business and well-being go together. So when you're connecting people, you want to make sure that you're connecting them at you really want them to be able to connect at a deeper level instead of the superficial. So being able to say something a bit deeper about each when you're making the connection, there's a difference between, oh, you and you, I think you guys would get along great, and so I'm connecting you, versus so and so, they're really passionate about this, they're looking to do this, and I've loved working with them and seeing what they do in this topic. Whereas this person, I'm seeing they're doing this and they've talked about XYZ, and XYZ, at least two or three of them kind of fit with what the other person is interested in. So it's a deeper connection. It's more likely to stick because you've created that deeper connection to start with. You've given them a reason to really start the conversation. You've got more reason to start a conversation when you are deeper into knowing about each other than you are if it's, oh, I think you guys are just wonderful and you should talk. And especially if it's a case where you've heard this other person talk that you're being connected to and you're thinking, this isn't my vibe. This is not I I still don't know why you're connecting me except for a piece that has nothing to do with who I really am or what I'm interested in doing.
I think we need to have a tagline of who we want to be connected, or put it in your banner. I want to connect. dot 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 dot, or put it on your about page, LinkedIn people. I want to connect dot 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 dot. Maybe like top three. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Do it. Go do it on your LinkedIn. Go put it on the about page. I want to connect, because then people, okay, connecting you with others, you're like, did you read my about page on who I want to connect with? Just saying, like, I think you should do that. I'm gonna do that after this for sure. Homer, thank you. We just hit 13. I was taking pictures, 1349 live watchers here. So thank you guys so much. Sister, I'll loop back with you in your quote for today, but here's my top three digital global strategies for uh, across industry on how we drive success and innovation in terms of connections and introductions, right? We live in a digital age with transformation, AI and everything else. Please use your own story with your own self. AI is there as a tool. When you're connecting with people, have that emotions. I feel like we're using too much AI that we forget to connect with the heart, right? Connect with the heart. That means, who do you know? I love helping people, but I need people who like to help themselves, that they're not just there. CJ, why is there's no fish? Dude, you didn't go fishing. Wait, I thought you're providing fish. Not today, bro. You're gonna have to go fish, right? That's what I want. People who actually are doing something, not somebody who just sits there and expect things to happen. Not gonna happen. Secondly, look at people's about page. Remember, it's your reputation on the line. If you're introducing somebody and they're like, what is this introduction for, right? Make sure both people, you talk to them first. Don't just dump them on LinkedIn DM. Hey, Susanna, I have this person. Do you want to meet this person? And Susanna probably be like, yeah, but tell me more about this person, right? The first question should be, hey, who do you want to meet? Don't assume they want to meet. Just ask that question. Who do you want to meet? That should eliminate all the issues at that point, right? So I'm gonna give you this quote to end today, because we do have to end. My TV network is gonna be like, CJ. This is my quote for today. Connection is not just about linking people, it's about understanding, aligning, and igniting the potential that exists between them. But you have to do your homework. Okay, that's what I want to add in there, meaning get to know the people on both sides. How about you, sister?
Remember that everybody is diverse. We're not the same. So quit trying to put them in a box and think that that's where they belong, or even that that's where they want to be, because diversity is not living in a box.
Yeah. And when you say inclusion, that means everybody. So if you say, yes, I'm all about inclusion. So all the Asians out there, I want you to know that this is what we're doing. You're not being inclusive. I'm just saying. It's like an oxymoron. Like, what you said A and now you said B. Which one is it? Stop being a dynamic, value added person. Your values, your passion should stay the same. The only thing that should be pivoting is your strategy and the how part. But you as a person, you can change, but your character sometimes cannot change. So try to change your mindset so that your character changes, and stop asking people to change. They will never change. Heck, it's hard to change yourselves, let alone somebody else. So if they show you who they are, believe them, move on, and stop the people pleasing. Okay?
Yep.
Bye, everybody. See ya.
Bye.
I will see you tomorrow for the premiere for Group Six. So, bye, everyone. I hope you guys have a wonderful Thursday. See ya.